All right, Tony. Tony, where are you from originally? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in the San Fernando Valley.
Tell me about your family growing up.
San Fernando Valley. Mother grew up in Glendale. Father, never met him, so I don't know a lot about him.
How would you describe your childhood in general?
Um, I would say, for the most part, it was good. There was some dysfunction in the family, of course, with drug abuse and, you know, um, missing male figures in the house. But for the most part, I would say it was okay. It was okay.
What kind of stuff were you getting into as a young man?
Um, I was pretty much a good kid growing up. I listened, because moms, she would put it down. She would, she was with the whooping your ass if you had it coming. Um, I would say growing up was pretty rough. And I started messing up, I would say, around the age of 15. That's when I tried cocaine, crack cocaine. I was 15, yeah, almost, yeah, 14. I just turned 15. And didn't really latch onto it, but was still dibbling and dabbling in it. Didn't do all that good in school, but I did go to school because I love sports. Played sports all through high school, or at least as much as I could. I have two sisters and another brother, and two stepbrothers. We used to do a lot of moving around, for sure. Witnessed a lot of abuse, towards my mom with some of the male figures that were, coming into our lives growing up. But for the most part, I could honestly say that, she did a good job. Yeah.
You graduated high school.
No, didn't graduate high school, but I went all the way through to my senior year, but didn't graduate. Yeah.
And what did you do after school?
After school is pretty much when my disease took off, the cocaine, crack cocaine. It pretty much after high school, started smoking dope, running the streets, running with, gang members and stuff. In and out of prison for most of my adult life. I guess you could say I was searching for something, you know? I guess you could call them daddy issues, you know? But yeah, I mean, my drug addiction is what really, my addiction to crack cocaine was what really just took me over the top, doing a lot of stupid shit,
I think crack's a drug you can't really be functional on, right?
No, you can't. It's definitely not a drug. And then as far as financially, that drug it'll put its toll.
So you ended up on Skid Row?
I ended up on Skid Row after I got out of prison in 2009. And let me rewind back. I have a 26-year-old son, and I haven't spoke to him in probably 15 years. My mother raised him too. Of course, I was in and out of prison. I did quite a stretch throughout the 90s and into 2000s. And when I got out in 2009 is when I met my youngest son. His name is Jaden, he's 11. And right away just jumped into the family thing, Didn't want to use drugs no more. Wanted to, get my shit right. She had 3 kids already, which was a big responsibility. Went to work, got a good job, was going to school at the same time, ended up getting a good job at a company in LA. I don't want to put the company out there. And making real good money, almost $100,000 a year. And 5 years into our relationship, my son was already 4 years old, my youngest, and I found out, my significant other was having an affair. So it threw me over the top. I just went crazy. Came down here in 2015 just to get high and never left. Here it is, 2022?
You're still here.
And I'm still here.
But
a year and 3 months ago, I got sober. decided I need to get sober. You know, it's what I really wanted. All those years I was down here, I ended up going back to prison, in and out of jail multiple times, for some pretty serious shit too.
You're down here in Skid Row, smoking crack.
Smoking crack,
Tell me about the.
hustling, you know, doing whatever I had to do to get money.
But what goes on Skid Row at night with the
right,
crack addicts is out of control, right?
Right. It's a whole nother world.
It's scandalous.
This is the only place that I know of, and I've done some traveling, where you could literally be a bum and get high every day for free. Literally. You know, I mean, everything's provided for you down here.
Yeah, you don't need a
It's
job.
the ones that want it are the ones that are gonna, you know, use that to their advantage, you know. But yeah, it was a rough ride, man, living in a tent for 4 years, you know, on drugs, drinking, you know.
What made you turn the corner or make a decision that stuck?
You know, it's funny. This is what turned the corner for me, because I'm a one drug man. I never messed with no other drugs but crack cocaine, and of course alcohol. And I ended up buying some crack one time with some fentanyl in it. This was about a year and a half ago, and it scared the shit out of me. You know, because that feeling of just like everything just felt so good, slowly going away. I just like literally felt myself going away, and I didn't like that feeling.
You OD'd?
Yeah, and when I woke up, I thought somebody had drugged me and robbed me. You know, because that happens down here. You know, people will give you shit to knock you out and rob you or do whatever else they want to do. And that really opened my eyes. You know, that made me realize that, you know what? I kind of liked it the other way, killing myself slowly, smoking crack. That way is not cool. I didn't like that. So I decided.
That happens to a lot of crack addicts, though. Cause
yeah, you know, that's the part that's so scary, is because
they look the same.
The fentanyl's not killing the fentanyl users. It's killing the other drug users, the crystal meth users, the crack users,
the fentanyl users,
the pill users. Yeah, the ones that don't know nothing about fentanyl. The ones that are on fentanyl know what they're smoking.
They got used to it. Their bodies are conditioned.
Right. So it was pretty scary, man. You know, the fentanyl went pretty hard out here. You know, I mean, 4 years ago they were finding the stuff all over Skid Row. It's like people were just dropping bags of it, big bags, everywhere, and it just kind of took off. And that shit's kind of scary, man. You know, and growing up in you know, all my family members all use drugs. I mean, my brother's sober now, and one of my sisters is rest in peace, and then my other sister, she's, you know, she's doing real bad. So it made me realize that, you know, that's not what I want, man. You know, I like sober Tony a lot. So I decided to get clean, man, and you know, but I mean, people would literally have bets on me out here, like, man.
Nobody does what you did.
He's just talking like everybody else, man. I want to get off dope. And I just didn't say nothing to nobody, you know. And I'm gonna tell you that I think the worst part about all of it was the detox and the alcohol, because I was drinking probably close to a fifth of vodka a day, and that's not counting the flavor drinks in between. You know, so the alcohol was, I felt like I was gonna die. I mean, I was so bad that I couldn't even get off of my bed to go use the restroom. I would just literally roll off to the side of my bed and piss inside my tent right on the floor. It was that bad. That's how weak I was.
So getting off alcohol is harder than crack?
Oh my God, yes, by far. And I just knew I didn't want to go through that no more. You know, I've seen it a million times. You know, I used to say to people, "Oh man, come on, man, suck it up. It ain't that bad." But it's that bad. But your mental part is where you got to really be careful with, because there's still times where I think about getting high. You know,
you've been clean for a year and a half.
A year and 3 months.
A year and 3 months, and
right.
And you still think about it.
I still think about it. Yeah. I still think about it sometimes.
What helps you?
I'll call somebody, or I'll just get up and do something, or smoke a cigarette, try to take my mind off of it, jump on my phone, you know, look at some pictures or something.
And you're working now?
Yeah, been working, been working. The real test was when the love of my life took her own life. That really pushed me to the edge.
It just happened recently.
Yeah, it just happened recently, about almost 3 months ago, and that was real hard. That I took that real hard,
From
and
fentanyl.
yeah, man, I mean, she was my everything, and all I wanted was for her to, get herself together too. And she was doing good.
She was using fentanyl.
She was using fentanyl regularly,
Yeah.
and it was hard for me to even accept that. But I thought it was gonna, it'd be a process of her, because when we first got together, she was a hot mess, man. And I was barely 2 months sober, so it it definitely, it was weird because I used to lean on her for strength, and she never even knew it. Staying sober for both of us, even though she was still, getting loaded. Yeah, it used to break me down. I was pretty stressed out for the last couple months that we were together. But that was just like, that was definitely like the nail in that last little chapter of how bad I want to stay away from drugs, and how bad they are. And the combination of mental illness doesn't help, because she was battling with depression. you know. We all go through it. I still have my little issues. I have anxiety issues. Since I stopped drinking and stopped using, my little health problems are popping up now, anxiety, get nervous when I have to just go pay a bill or go stand in lines. All of a sudden I'm, getting anxiety, so stuff like that I got to deal with. When I first got sober, I thought all my problems were going to go away, but they don't. You just learn to manage them and deal with them a little differently. But yeah, sobriety's, I love it.
How did you get off crack? Did you just
I
cut,
just,
cut, cut back each day, or
yeah, I actually, what I started doing like about a month or two before I quit, I actually I would only smoke crack at night. In the daytime is when I would hustle, go work, get all the things that I needed, to make it through the night or even for tomorrow. And then once nighttime came, that's when I would smoke. But once that sun would come up, that's when I would shut it down, because, that's when I didn't like people to see me when I was high. I didn't like, some of these people don't mind, excuse me, running these streets looking all crazy. I care, I don't like people to know I do drugs, So it definitely helped me, because there was times where, I didn't even want to smoke at night. I'd be like, you know what, I feel good right now.
it sounds to me like you have a little bit of your self-worth intact,
Right.
where you believe you deserve better.
Yes, definitely. And I know. I have a purpose. There's something or some things that I still need to accomplish. And what they are, I don't completely know yet. But I know right now, for today, I want to be clean, and I just want to be as humble as possible and get through, this process of whatever I'm trying to repair. Which is, as far as mental, financial, stuff like that. It's important to me. It definitely is.
And you didn't use any program or rehab?
No program. I mean, last time I've been to a meeting was when I had to. I did a 90-day program before one of my POs said, you either go to a program or, just stay up in there for an extra 70 days. So I chose a program. And I learned a lot in that program, but to me, it's all on you and the people you surround yourself with. That's very important. And not just that, I feel like there's a lot of good that I can do down here to show people that it can be done, man. It can be done.
Yeah, I noticed that you didn't talk about what you were going to do.
Yeah, I did it because I didn't want people to, I've heard that a million times down here.
I've known you for a while. When I heard that you were
Right.
clean and you've been clean for a
Right.
year, I'm like, whoa, really?
Right.
You weren't bragging about it. You weren't talking about it.
I was keeping it to myself. Sometimes I'll tell people, they'll always say, man, what's up? You look good, man. That's what sobriety will do to you, man.
You feel better.
Oh, definitely.
You look better.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. I mean, you remember when we first met, Marks. I mean, I know I was a hot mess, man. you know. But now it's just I want to get right, because not only that, my family's kind of shotguns, you know, all my nieces and nephews. I have a lot of nieces and nephews. And it's going to be important, you know, because family's important, especially as you get older. You tend to see that a little bit more, like, damn, you know, I can still do what I like to do, but family's important. You need them sometimes. Or they need you. So right now I'm just focused on me and my son and my family, and just, you know, trying to get through this as best way as I can.
How old are you?
I'll be 53 in July.
53.
Yeah,
Plenty of good years left.
plenty of good years left. I said I wanted to live to be 100. We'll see what happens. We'll see what
You have a
happens.
better chance now.
Got a better chance, you know.
And Tony, what would you say is the most important lesson you've learned in all of this?
How precious life is, for sure. I've seen a lot of people die down here. A lot of people die down here. You know, and some of them I was real close to, you know, on a street level, you know. But yeah, life, it's precious, because it's fast, it's short. It really is. You know, life is like that.
All right, Tony. Proud of you.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, man. It was awesome.